Wall Street is bleeding. There was a mass sell-off on Wednesday. Investors lost as much as $1 trillion. $1 trillion in a day. And it may not be over just yet. So what triggered this fall? Artificial intelligence, or AI. It is like a ticking time bomb. Let me show you a list. These are tech companies. They were riding high on the AI wave, but now they're losing money. Nvidia, the biggest seller of AI chips, was down by over 6% yesterday. Broadcom, more than 7% down. Supermicro, more than 9% down. And tech giants who made big bets on AI also saw losses in Wednesday's trade. Apple dropped by almost 3%. Microsoft, more than 3%. Meta, the parent company of Facebook, lost 5.6%, and Alphabet, that owns Google, lost 5%. The stock saw some recovery today, but the Nasdaq has opened in the red again. It was down by over 200 points about an hour ago, and this is quite a fall. Because until recently, there was massive demand for these stocks. AI triggered a rally in the tech sector. Big tech was sold on the promise of AI. They said it's the next big thing. It is the future. Google CEO Sundar Pichai has compared the AI breakthrough to inventions like fire and electricity. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said, "We are entering a golden age and AI is going to be good for humanity." Apple CEO Tim Cook is also bullish on artificial intelligence, as is Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, and all these tech titans have repeated such claims over and over again.
We're going to lead this wave in terms of the next generation of AI infrastructure that's needed.
Google search is generative AI at the scale of human curiosity, and it's our most exciting chapter of search yet.
Together, all of this goes beyond artificial intelligence. It's personal intelligence, and it's the next big step for Apple.
Big tech went all in on AI, and investors bought into their sales pitch. In the last 1 year, they've poured some $9 trillion into this space, $9 trillion. But now the investors are pulling out. A large number of them are pulling out, at least. They feel that there's a bubble and that the hype around AI is overblown. Now, tech companies are spending billions of dollars on artificial intelligence. They're buying chips, they're buying data centers, and soaking up massive amounts of power just to get their AI services up and running. And the result is this. The expenses of these companies are soaring. Microsoft has spent $14 billion in 1 quarter in capital expenditure. And this spending was driven by AI. What is capital expenditure? It is the money that a company spends on buying physical assets, stuff like chips and servers in this case, which are used to develop AI tools. This money, the money spent on building this infrastructure, is called capital expenditure, or CapEx in short. So Microsoft spent $14 billion in just 3 months. And they're not done yet. They're expected to divert more and more money into AI-related expenses. And the other players don't want to be left behind. They're also trying to match these numbers, if not beat them. Alphabet's capex stood at $12 billion. Again, this expense is for a single quarter, $12 billion. Meta, $7 billion. The company is projected to spend up to $40 billion in the entire year on AI-related capital expenditure. And finally, we have Amazon. They spent some $14 billion, so same as Microsoft. Long story short, big money is being thrown at AI, and the tech giants have no plans to stop. One estimate says that these companies will spend over $1 trillion on AI and related investments in the coming years, which is quite a significant sum. And it's prompting questions from investors. The most pressing question is this: what is the return on investment? Are tech giants making any money? What are they getting in return? And so far, the answer is that they're getting almost nothing. Here's an assessment from Barclays. It expects big tech to spend some $60 billion every year on developing AI models, $60 billion every year till 2026. And what will be the return on this investment? Just $20 billion a year. That is the projection, which means a $40 billion loss. It may or may not pay off in the long term, but as of today, it is becoming a less attractive proposition. Take the case of OpenAI, the makers of ChatGPT, arguably the most popular AI product out there. ChatGPT was launched in November 2022, so almost 2 years back. OpenAI offers 2 versions of ChatGPT. One is completely free to use, and for the other, there's a subscription fee. Now, reports say that ChatGPT has more than 100 million active users, 100 million active users, so OpenAI should be minting millions by now. But that's not the case. OpenAI is in fact bleeding cash. It could lose as much as $5 billion this year. The company could run out of money in just 12 months. And this sums up the problem with artificial intelligence today. It requires billions of dollars in investment, but tech giants have not quite figured out how to make money off it. They don't have a viable business model. And big banks and investors are now calling out the tech giants on this. Consider this quote. It is from Jim Coelho. He's the head of global equity research at Goldman Sachs. Listen to what he says about the AI boom. And I'm quoting, AI bulls seem to just trust that use cases will proliferate as the technology evolves. But 18 months after the introduction of generative AI to the world, not one truly transformative, let alone cost-effective application has been found. I have another assessment. This is from Sequoia, the venture capital company. They made early bets on companies like Apple, YouTube, and Instagram. Here is Sequoia's assessment on AI. Outside of ChatGPT, how many AI products are consumers really using today? Consider how much value you get from Netflix for $15.49 per month or Spotify for $11.99. Long term, AI companies will need to deliver significant value for consumers to continue opening their wallets. Now, all these assessments suggest one thing. There is an AI bubble. There is no doubt that this technology is revolutionary, but we are still miles away from unlocking its true potential. It is going to take time and a lot of investment to get there. Until then, the promise of AI remains just that, a promise with no ETA.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital,